Catherine Palin-Brinkworth CSP, you were the president back in 91-92. So what was your worst moment?
One thing stays in my mind. In fact, I was sharing it with some people the other day. We had a presenter come and talk to us about how to produce product. He loved his topic. He was completely passionate about it, and he had a lot of information and skill to share. And you know, he would not stop. He would not leave that platform. It didn't matter what we did. At one point, David Sinnott was down on the floor in front of him going, and he said, this man, he said, they're down the front going at me, and I'm still not going to stop. And eventually, I think we almost had to come and, they turned all the lights off in the hotel and closed it.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
And so the meeting ran completely over time. You know, every event manager's worst nightmare is the timing going wrong. Yeah. So that was a useful lesson for me. I don't know that I sort of was perfect after that, but I'm certainly conscious.
Now, it brings me to another question. What are your thoughts on producing product?
I think if you're good and you've got a product in you that you want to get out and the market needs it and you know how you're going to market it, it's a good thing to do. And if those things are not there, don't waste your time and don't waste your money and don't insult people by putting something together that isn't wanted, isn't needed, isn't useful, and you have no way of marketing. I've seen speakers produce books because they were told they had to have a book, and the book has let them down badly. So I would say whatever you're going to do it well, or it will do you much more harm than good. And when you're doing it, know how you're going to market it, or it will hurt your bank balance much more than it will help.
And I know people who have garages full of books.
And I think just added on to that, if I may, there are no rules in speaking. There is no one right way to build a speaking business. Please don't believe anyone you hear who says you must do this and you must have that and you have to have it this way or you have to do it that way. None of that is true. There is no right way.
What do you wish you'd known back then?
Do you know, Matt Church asked me that once for a chapter program, and I remember saying something like, I wish I had known how important it was to impress my bank manager rather than impress my colleagues.
Interesting.
And I would have developed or used my business skills far more intensely in those early years than I did. I think I saw it as self-employment rather than running and owning a business. And speakers will often say, well, I am the business. No, you're not. Your speaking work is the business. You're the one that is performing it. I think if I knew then what I know now about that, life would have been a lot easier in some of those early years.
Very interesting. And lastly, what is the one must that you would suggest for professional speakers to be even more successful?
That one's easy. Stay very humble. Put your ego in your pocket. Remember that NSAA is your mates, not your market. You don't have to impress anybody, but if you want to, you'll impress them more by asking them questions and being open to learning from them, no matter who they are, whether they're new to the association or whether they've been around for a long time. Everyone has something to share. The world is a classroom full of teachers if we're open enough and humble enough to learn. And I would say stay humble, stay open, stay learning, stay growing, and you'll be as magnificent as you can be every time.
Hey, Catherine, it's been delightful. Such wise words of wisdom.